Today, I'm going to show you how you can talk about multiple topics of interest without confusing your audience. I know you probably have been told again and again that you have to pick one topic, one niche, and stick to it. And that will never work. Let me tell you, if you have multiple interests, that will never work because you'll always feel stifled and suppressed, and you will not be inspired to continue showing up for your business. And at the same time, I don't want to lie to you and say, well, post it about whatever you want to talk about for the day and hope for the best, and somehow that's going to attract an audience and build a business, because that's not true. You need to do it in a way that is strategic. You need to do it in a way that, yes, allows you to be fully self-expressed, but also that is intentional so that you attract the right people. And I will tell you, this is not about growing as quickly as possible or having impressive looking numbers as far as like how many people are watching your videos or how big is your channel. Certainly you can build a huge channel and you can get a lot of viewership, but that's not the goal. The goal for me, at least, it's more important that I attract the right people. I have a small audience, but my conversion rates are through the roof. I could be talking to a small room of people, anywhere from 25 to 50%, like up to half of those people will become my paying clients. And then up to half of those who become my paying clients will then become repeat buyers, which means they keep buying from me again and again. I have clients right now who will buy anything that I create. Like, I would say I'm thinking about creating something, and before they even know the details, they're like, I'm in. They're in before they even know what the price is. And so that's not something that comes on the back of having one channel that talks about one topic, one niche, one whatever, because that's a very transactional way of doing business. And when you create like that, people who follow you, they follow you because you're just solving one problem and one problem only. And when you outgrow it, or when they are no longer interested in that topic, the relationship is over. There's nothing there anymore. When I ask my clients, why did you buy from me? I think 100% of the time, actually, the answer has always been because of you. It is so crucial that you let yourself really stop judging this part of yourself that sounds so messy and understand that things are already connected. You don't need to create the connection. Everything in the universe is already connected. You know that, right? You know that. I'm sure you know that. So your topics of interest are no exception. They're already connected. And you did not pick them arbitrarily. They're not just things that you pulled wild cards and you went, I'd like to talk about these 5 things or these 10 things or these 3 things. They are there because they're part of a bigger purpose, of a bigger vision and work that you're here to do. And so I'm going to walk you through this exercise right now together. And wherever you're watching this, just check the link in the description if you're watching this on YouTube, or in the comments, or go ahead and put your email and I'm going to send you the sheet that I'm going to be sharing my screen right now to show you. Okay, so this is a Notion template, which means that you'll need a Notion account, and you can have a free account, that's fine. You will not need the paid one for anything like this. So go ahead and create a Notion account if you don't have one. And then once you open this up, go here and click on those 2 squares, top right, and that's how you duplicate. Duplicate means that it creates another copy in your account that is private to you. I will not be able to see it. Nobody will be able to see it. If you're able to edit it, that means it's private, okay? Because this one that I'm giving you right now, it's view only. So what's the purpose of this document? This is not an external facing document. This is not about creating a polished response for marketing. This is not that. This is for you to have an inner understanding of your channel, of your own vision and intention. What vision and intention do you have for yourself and for the people who are going to be joining you? Where are you leading yourself? Where are you guiding them? That's what we're trying to get to here. And once you understand what that is, that vision and that intention is, your content topics, although right now they seem like they're all over the place, they're going to make complete sense to you. Okay, so let's start with the first question. What key benefit or transformation will they get from your work, free or paid? I say free or paid because I want you to think about your content as a free product. Anytime they come in contact with your brand, whether it's a free piece of content like a video or an article, a newsletter, or they get a product from you or a service, an offer of some kind, they join a membership, they download a PDF, anytime, and they have a conversation with you one-on-one, all of these are under the umbrella of your work, free or paid. What key benefit or transformation are they getting from your work? And if you click on the toggle under each question, I've added some context there. So here I was saying, think beyond features. And don't think about features. I want you to think about the benefit. I want you to think about the transformation. What inner transformation is happening? What big problems are being solved? What possibilities are opening up? So I'm going to use myself as an example. Hopefully this will help make it clearer for you. Okay, key benefit or transformation that people get from my work, free or paid. And notice how it's not going to be one perfect polished answer. I help people build a business they love. I help people build a what I call a brand of full self-expression. I help them create cohesion between their inner artist and their inner entrepreneur, so they don't have to choose between being themselves and doing what they love or making money and being commercially successful. I help them get away from the grind, the pressure of constantly chasing after achievement, and instead focusing on building a business and life that feels right, that feels as good as it looks on paper. I help people make a living in a way that does not clash with making life a masterpiece. You see how there are so many different ways to explain this key benefit or transformation? It doesn't have to be this polished answer. There's multiple ways that I can explain this. The point is, for me, when I think about it, when I feel into it, I have no confusion. I have inner clarity, complete inner clarity. When I make a piece of content, I know that it's serving this benefit. I know it's serving this transformation. Even this one right now that I'm making, me helping you put all of your content topics together in a way that is cohesive, is part of me helping you bring your full self-expression so that your inner artist is expressed and the inner entrepreneur is also happy, is getting the results that they want, the business results, the success, the money, all of that stuff. So that's the key benefit of transformation. It guides everything that you do. So go ahead and answer that question, and let's go to the next one, which is, what is your unique point of view? What is your philosophy, your personal perspective that guides your work and differentiates you from the rest? So this beyond the benefit or the transformation, a point of view, again, click on the toggle and it'll give you more context. The point of view is rooted in a deep pain that you've been able to transmute. There is something in your life that was deeply, deeply, deeply painful, and you've been able to transmute it and turn it into wisdom. You've been able to extract lessons, and now you want to share those lessons with others. This guides your point of view. This guides your personal philosophy or perspective. And when you do this, I want you to really strip away the polish. I want you to rant, okay? If you were to get a little angry, what would you say? If you wanted to shake your person, and wake them up, what would you tell them? I know spiritual people tend to have a bit of you don't like the word hate, don't like anger, don't embrace it. It's important that you embrace these parts of yourself. It's important that you let yourself get in touch with those emotions. They're there for a reason. Feel into the anger if you have to. Like, what are you angry about? For example, again, using myself as an example, my point of view is rooted in a pain that I've experienced, which is the feeling that I had to park my inner child, my artist, my playful side in order to focus on business and success and results and achievement and all of that. And that when I achieved some of those things, I realized that's not it. And I was like, well, what is like, I had always felt like I could not have both at the same time. I could not be myself and make money. Like I had to change. Like there was something fundamentally wrong with me. I was not like the other entrepreneurs. I was not like the other business people. I didn't feel like I fit in, in any corporate job. I always struggled. Yeah, so you get the idea, right? Like I always felt like I was out of place and I was a misfit even amongst people who called themselves misfits. So I wasn't good enough the way that I was. And there was no room for my creative, little eccentric self to exist in this reality or in this world. I didn't make sense and I needed to make sense. I needed to be understood, so I had to box myself and file myself around the edges and kind of like desaturate my colors a little bit. And so it kills me on the inside when I see somebody have to put away their inner artist or their creative side and think that they can't have that and have a business, that they can't bring that to their business. That bothers me a lot. Okay, so my point of view is rooted in that pain that I've been able to transmute into wisdom and lessons, and now I share those things with other people. Okay, so go ahead and write that, and again, please strip away the polish. Now, the third question is, which 3 to 5 broad content topic categories do you want to talk about? That's a mouthful. Like, what are the topics that you want to talk about? I want you to think of these as the intersections of where your offers and your work lives. Again, I'm going to hit this, but grab a chair because this is quite long. 3 to 5 intersections. See if you can immediately think of 3 to 5. For example, it could be business, creativity, personal development. Now, if you can't choose just 3 to 5, that's okay. Just brainstorm as many subcategories as you want and then see if you can group those under 3 to 5 categories. Let's say you start brainstorming or you start writing and you go, I'm interested in talking about authentic branding and authentic and creative and ethical marketing. But I also want to talk about the creative process. And I also want to talk about creative expression. And I also want to talk about content creation and art. And I also want to talk about practical spirituality. But I also want to talk about mindfulness and mindful, joyful productivity. And I want to talk about mindset and inner work. And I want to talk about psychedelics and plant medicine. These are, by the way, some of my subcategories. So put all of these things together and it's like, well, the heck. But if you looked at them on paper, you can actually group them into just 3 to 5 broad categories: business, creativity, personal development. Now, here's the thing. It doesn't have to be that these are the exact wordings. Instead of personal development, I could say that I'm interested in spirituality or spiritual growth or mindfulness. Instead of creativity, I could say artistry or creative expression. Instead of business, I could say marketing and whatever. It's not about getting the perfect wordings. You'll never find the perfect way to explain these things in a polished, clean way. This is just for you to make sense of those things. I said it here and I will say it again. This is so important. Please don't get stuck on doing this right, because there is no wrong way of doing it. There's no wrong way to do it. Just your best guess from where you are right now. And the more you create content and the more you show up, the more clarity you're going to have. I want you to notice how these topics don't need to make sense together. They don't need to make sense together, but your vision, your intention, your why, your stance, what we talked about earlier, which is the benefit, the transformation that you're bringing for your people. Where are you guiding them? What's your point of view? Why do you care about this? This is the thread that weaves everything together and makes it whole. So as long as you are focusing on serving this higher purpose in your content, as long as you're keeping your eyes locked in on, I am here to serve this purpose, I'm here to serve this mission, I'm here to serve this. It's not your purpose, your life's purpose, by the way, that's a different topic. It's like the purpose of me being here, the purpose of me creating this content is to help you build a brand of full self-expression. The purpose of me being here is to help you build a business you love, is to see business as a path of self-actualization, is to use marketing as a way for self-expression. I'm here to help you heal your inner artist and heal your relationship with business. That's what I'm here to do. And my point of view and my stance and my perspective, my why is because I get that pain. I understand it. I've been there before. Putting all these things together, this is what I'm looking at. Doesn't matter what I talk about. It doesn't matter what I'm talking about because it's serving this higher purpose. So it's the same thing for you. So now, hopefully, by doing this, you can see how your topics, your categories, and your subcategories are working together. And I give you a sheet here that, again, if you duplicate this, you'll be able to edit directly in here and put your answers here. So when you look at it, you go, oh, okay, I understand why this is not out of left field. This is not an arbitrary thing. This makes complete sense. But now you've put all of these things together under this overarching vision and intention. And now you know that as long as you're serving this intention, you are attracting the right people. You are attracting the right audience. Your audience is not going to be confused. They're going to be coming in knowing that they are getting this one thing that is consistent from you. It's just that you're approaching it from different angles. Think of your topics like they are different instruments playing the same song within the same orchestra. It's okay if the instruments produce different sounds, the music is the same. So there's harmony there. Okay, once we've done that, the next step is to start making a habit of ideating. Make a habit of coming up with 5 to 15 crappy ideas every day, mediocre ideas. They don't have to be great ideas. Here's the key: the more mediocre ideas you can come up with, the more great ideas you're going to have. And understanding this really changed my life because I used to think, well, first of all, I used to always wait until it was time for me to sit down and create a piece of content. And I would be like, well, I don't know what I want to talk about today. I have lots of ideas, but none of them are exciting. Because I used to think that the idea would have to come to me like pre-packaged and ready and perfect and making complete sense. But actually no. Actually, you're supposed to capture all sorts of mediocre ideas. Like a teacher once told me, this is really helpful. Think of them like blobs of clay. They're not shaped into anything, they're just blobs, and your job is to start shaping them. Set time aside every day, 5-10 minutes, to come up with 5 to 10 mediocre ideas. Write them down, and in time, great ideas will start emerging. And I've given you a link here to a place where you can put them. I call it the idea bank. So you can go there and just every day make it a habit to plug your ideas in there. I can't wait to see what comes out of this. Please share with me. If you have any questions, also, you can email me. Reply to the email. Any email of mine actually should land you in my inbox. If you don't have any email from me, that means you're not subscribed to my newsletters. So what are you doing? Go ahead and subscribe. I send videos like these. I send thoughts behind the scenes. I sometimes do free classes, free workshops, things like that for my people. And so I'd love to have you with us. But yeah, you can reply to the email, or you can also comment on one of the videos. Hopefully this was helpful. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.